Hey, hi. Yeah, I'm Joe. Like they said, you don't know me. I recently went through a major change in my facial appearance. I used to have a really big, like, scraggly beard, man, but I had to get rid of it because I was starting to look like Forrest Gump when he decided to quit running. And so I got this bitchin' mustache. And now I look like I sell drugs to the Ninja Turtles. Recently, guys, I don't mean to brag, but I just paid off my student loans. Thank you, thank you. It was for half a semester in 2008. I don't know who's in charge, man. I know, and I get it. Like, I clearly, like, school obviously wasn't a good time for me. Like, I look like someone who used to smoke a lot of cigarettes in the boys' bathroom in high school. I did, yeah. When I was 21, I used to have a lot of roommates. Anyone have roommates or used to have roommates back in the day? Yeah, I got roommates. I had really bad drunk roommates. Anyone have really bad drunk roommates? Some of you were the bad drunk roommate. I did. They were the worst, man, because drunk roommates, they'd always be coming home late, knocking shit over, being all loud, and then during the day, they would sleep for like 12 hours. And then sometimes they would cuddle up on my girlfriend right in front of me. I know, it sounds messed up, so I'm glad to tell you here tonight that my drunk roommate was a cat. It's a cat joke. It's. Oh, man. When I was 6 years old, believe it or not, guys, I was 6 years old once. Anyone else? When I was 6 years old, my parents, for my birthday, threw me a cool little birthday party. It was like a block party. All the kids came, and we were playing musical chairs. I think the song was like Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It was still in top 10. It wasn't a classic rock thing yet. It was the 90s. I was a 90s kid. And we were doing the thing, and then the music stopped, man, and there was a knock at the door. And my mom was like, "Hey, go get it, man. It's for you." And I go and I open the door, and it was the goddamn Power Rangers. Just two of them, just the green and blue Ranger. But we still went nuts. All the kids were just like, "Oh my God," like freaked out. And they were like, "Okay, guys, let's go outside. They're gonna do a demonstration for you guys." And we went out there, and these guys are doing like punches and kicks and stuff, and we're all going nuts. And this one kid behind me, he yells, "Do a backflip." And then it turns into like a gang chant of a bunch of little kids yelling, "Do a backflip." And we were little kids. We didn't realize these were probably just like some 20-year-old stoners with a shitty job at the costume store. But we believed they were the real Power Rangers. And they like looked at each other like, "Hey, we need to get paid for this gig. Like, let's fucking do this." So this guy in this Power Ranger suit goes and gets on top of this car to go do a backflip. He does it. He lands it wrong, and he breaks his foot right in front of all of us. I know. We were all like, "Oh, shit. Oh, my God." And this one kid behind us, he was older. He was an asshole. He was just like, "Man, that couldn't have been a real Power Ranger. A real Power Ranger wouldn't have fucked up a backflip like that." And then everybody left. And that was my 6th birthday. Thank you. I'm 35 now. 35 now? Cool. Yeah. My body's going through some changes, man. Like the other day, I was at work. I wasn't doing anything work-related. I went down to, like, tie my shoe, dude, and something in my back popped real bad. You ever have that happen? The most excruciating pain ever. Okay. I'm not alone. Some nights people will be silent, and I'm like, I should go to the hospital, maybe. And I did. It hurt so bad. And I was like, dude, you know what the first thing I thought when that happened was, though? I can't fuck anymore. That was the first thing that crossed my mind. Not the 3-story fucking 1-bedroom apartment I have on top of a house, or the 10 miles I have to walk at work every day. I don't know what it was. I think like DMT release, though. It felt really spiritual when it happened. I think it was my body telling me like, "Hey bud, this ride is about halfway over. Watch out." Stupid. Everyone's angry today, like with politics. Like, it's an election year, right? Like, someone was talking about Trump or whatever. He lived assassination. He got shot. Yeah, yep. Street stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's an election year, and it's crazy because you go on like Facebook or something, and there'll be all these articles, and in the comments, everyone's so angry. Like for climate change, for example, you see a climate change article, and you go down there, and like on the left, everyone's like, "We need to do something right now. We are all gonna die." And then on the right, people are like, "We need you all to die so that Jesus comes back." And I'm just like, man, I am never gonna be able to afford an electric vehicle. But I got some ideas, and they're probably bad ideas. Like one idea I have is, like on cigarettes now, they got the packaging all crazy, like showing like a black lung and all these warnings and stuff, real bad. Like I think we could do something like that with getting gas. Like I was watching this documentary called Our Planet 2 on Netflix. And there's this really traumatic scene where all these sea lions in the Arctic are committing suicide every day by the hundreds on accident because of their environment being taken away. And I don't know, they have those screens. Maybe we could play that when we're getting gas. We might not change the world, but we could change some hearts and minds, Okay, cool. That's a new one. You guys like that? That's good. That's good. That's good. I was really nervous. Guys, I was recently in a near-death experience. Anyone ever been in a near-death experience before? Scary stuff, man. I was on tour with a punk rock band. I was a tour manager, which is basically like a babysitter for a bunch of 30-year-old degenerates. And we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You ever been to Albuquerque? Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque rips, dude. Like I was at the gas station, dude, and I was going to get something to drink, and I was walking by the medical aisle, and I noticed all they had for condoms were Magnums. That was the only size. They weren't sold out of anything. That was it. Now, say what you will about nuclear radiation poisoning and its effects on the people of New Mexico, the home of the atom bomb. But good for those guys, right? Good for them. Sorry, I got distracted by a dick joke. Had to do it. Back to my near-death experience. So I was with this band. We were doing a show. We did a cool sold-out show, and we went to go eat to celebrate afterwards with everybody. And after we got done, I was outside on the street, scrolling on my phone, and smoking a cigarette, like I do. And out of my peripheral, I noticed what I believed to be a houseless person with a knife welded walking toward me with a purpose. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. I'm gonna die right now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I got real loose, because that's what you want to do when you know you're gonna die. And I'm a millennial. I was like, he better get this right. I cannot afford to survive this attack. And he gets up real close to me and he's like, hey man, do you want to buy my throwing knife? And I was like very confused but relieved. I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna kill me. I actually don't have any money right now. I am living in a van with a bunch of people and instruments, like I got nothing. And then he looked all confused and shit, and he like felt bad for me. He was like, oh, that's just crazy, man. It just goes to show you just don't know everyone's situation. And so he gave me his throwing knife and his last $20. And I think that's community, man. Like that's, I'll wrap it up with this. Guys, my vehicle got hit recently. You ever been in a car accident or have your vehicle get hit before? That's terrible, especially when you're drunk and high and walking. Like, hear me out, man. Like, one night I was going to hang out with some friends. There's a bar by my house. Some friends were doing a comedy show. I went and hung out, got all fucked up with my friends. It got late, and I went home, and my girlfriend at the time was asleep, so I decided I was going to have some solo man time. You know what I'm talking about, fellas. I was playing solitaire. That's just a nice way of saying I was masturbating. That's really what was going on. And so I was going to town doing the thing, right? And all of a sudden there was this big explosion. Not mine, you perverts. I have street side parking. I was like, oh shit, this sounds real bad. So I go and I look out the window, and to my relief, my neighbor's vehicle's hit, and I'm like, yes. But it looked real bad. I was like, shit, I need to be a good neighbor, go help out. So I get out there, I get to the wreck, and this kid's struggling to get out of the wreck car. The neighbor lady's already there yelling at him, like, I'm gonna sue you, motherfucker. And I'm like, this is too much drama. So I take a step back and I look at my vehicle, my van. Guys, I drive a van, because I look like me. It's just destroyed. It was actually the whole point of impact of the whole thing. So now I'm stuck out here in my underwear, man. And then the cops come. And I don't know if you guys have ever been like drunk, high, and naked in a crime scene before. And you're not the criminal. But it's fucking awesome. Like the cops come up and like, guys, I swear to God, I was in my house jerking off. And they're like, sir, that's way too much information. But you are in fact the victim. I was like, all right, cool, I'm the victim. I finally did something right for once in my life. And so they give this kid a ticket and then they leave, man. And now it's just me and this kid awkwardly waiting for the tow trucks. And this kid comes up to me to apologize. He's like, hey, man, I'm so sorry I hit your stuff. I was switching songs on my Spotify, and that's kind of what caused all this to happen. And I said, well, that sounds very irresponsible, but I am a music fan. So I got to know, like, what song was it? What was the worst song in the world that you had to be like, fuck this song, and crash into all of our cars? And he said it was that first Olivia Rodrigo album. And that's what I said. I was like, well, that's where you fucked up, bud, because there's not a bad song on that album. And the irony now, you don't have a driver's license. Hey. Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Hey, keep